In this episode, I'm here with Ryan Deiss, the co-founder and CEO of digitalmarketer.com, which provides digital marketing training and certifications to small and mid-sized businesses. Ryan's digital media and e-commerce group, nativecommerce.com, owns and operates hundreds of properties, and he's also a best-selling author and is considered to be one of the top experts in the digital marketing industry today. Growing a small business isn't easy, and to be successful, we know three things for sure. You have to work hard, you have to be bold, and you must constantly learn. We're gathering some of the best minds in the business world to share their ideas and strategies with you so you can grow your business easier, be more profitable, and have a lot more fun being a business owner. We're on a mission to connect the world of wellness, and this is the Mind, Body, Bold Show. What's up, everyone? I'm Mike Garcia, and welcome back to another episode of The Bold Show. And today, I am here with Mr. Ryan Deiss of Digital Marketer. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me.
Man, I am so excited to have you on, and everyone that follows digital marketing, everybody that wants to learn more about how to be a better marketer in online, they know who you are because you put out more content than anyone out there, and you've helped more people, including me, on how to do everything when it comes to digital advertising. And in particular, you've put out some really great content to help people in the service-based space, you know, fitness studios, massage, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna dive a little bit into that today. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And I'm actually gonna put you on the spot a little bit.
All right.
Okay? And I'm gonna say, well, look, you're so good at what you do.
Anytime you have the preemptive compliment, you know, it's like, it's coming. What's happening?
I know, my mom used to say, you're so smart.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're so good at what you do, right? I want people that are watching, that are listening to say, okay, I get it. I know online's an opportunity. I know there's a way to leverage it. I don't know how to get started. And you know, we talked about this before, but shiny object syndrome, there's so many different things to do. And every time I go to a new article or a new conference, they're saying to do different things. So let's just streamline it, right? The most important things.
Yeah, so funny enough, this process, it's the same anytime we go into any new business. Okay. And we're always starting new businesses, online, brick and mortar. The process is the same, and we know that it works. So I always want to start with now, what is the ideal sales conversation? Okay. So when the phone rings, what do I want the person on the other end of the line to be saying? How do I want that conversation to flow? And a conversation can take place as an actual face-to-face conversation like what we're having now, or it can take place online, a video, you know, words on a page. But what are those words? What are things? Because what I want to build, if we're going to do this, right, is I want to create something where the experience is just one consistent flow that just happens. Okay. So in this case, you know, I want to ask, all right, how do I know, who do I want to talk to? Because we're thinking about the ideal sales conversation. It's the who, the where, and the what. Okay. Now the where is, I want it to be over the phone. So I want them to call in to request something. So now I need the what. What is the conversation that I want them to have? Okay. Now this is where a lot of businesses get a little bit sideways, because the conversation that they want to have is, that as a business owner that I want to have is, okay, it's my understanding that you would like to give me money. So here's how you go about giving me money. And so the advertising that we run is, sign up today, it's only $20 a month. Right. Right? And we wonder why our digital advertising isn't working. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, you know, I need to go in and join a yoga studio. Right. I mean, some people do, and you're going to get those. That's going to be your low-hanging fruit.
You can't build a business off
but it's not enough to scale. Exactly. Right. So we have to ask ourselves, what are the things that people do wake up wondering? What are those questions that people do ask? And so the best way to figure this out is to actually talk to your customers. I'll tell you how we figured this out at Digital Marketer. Right? When we launched our certifications, we launched Digital Marketer HQ, brand new program. It's designed to train marketing teams. I went and stood at the booth at our own event, at the Digital Marketer booth, and I talked to people, and I asked them questions. And I found out and had conversations. And what I listened for is, what questions did I ask? What responses did it elicit where the sale was a laydown? They just said, okay, that's it, I'm in.
Right.
And what I found is when I talked to somebody and I said, okay, how big is your marketing team? How big is your sales and marketing team? They're like, 3 to 5 people. Okay, great. So do you plan on growing, or do you want to up-level that team? Do you want to really grow your in-house digital marketing team? Yep, absolutely. Okay, would you like to use our tools to train and enable that team so you don't have to? Yes. So what do I need to know? I needed to know that they had a marketing team or they wanted to build a marketing team.
Right.
Now I can produce content that when somebody read that content or requested that content, it started the conversation. So for example, we could put out a webinar on how to build an in-house digital marketing team. Now on the other side, if somebody registers for that webinar, I can say, hey, Ryan here, CEO of digitalmarketer.com. Thanks so much for registering for a webinar on how to build an in-house digital marketing team. I'm guessing the reason you registered for a webinar on how to build an in-house digital marketing team is because you plan on, building an in-house digital marketing team. Assuming that's the case, we've got tools that'll help you do that, right? So the ideal structure of an ideal sales conversation is, since this is true, since X is true, then Y is the next logical step.
Right.
Since X is true, since I know you want this thing, then Y, meaning our product or service, is the next logical step.
Right.
So we know where we want it to end. We want it to end with a phone call. Where does the relationship begin? It begins with their thing, and then it's the job of the content to bridge the gap between where they are right now with our solution. Because never forget, I don't care what you're selling. I don't care if you're selling yoga. I don't care if you're selling, if you're selling knives or makeup brushes or digital marketing training and certification. If you're in business, your job is to move people from a less desirable before state to a more desirable after state.
Okay.
That's your job. Okay. That's what you do. Your product, your service, it is a vehicle that transports people from less desirable before states to more desirable after states. And the role of content, once you've figured out where do we want them to end up, the role of content is to act as that communication bridge, to meet them where they are.
So let's talk about the content, though, because you hear that,
yep.
I hear that, we think, okay, cool, these are some great ways we can distribute this content. So let's talk about, let's not say Ryan, let's say somebody watching and listening that goes, content, okay, so what am I going to write, a blog?
Yeah, I mean, content could be anything, and a blog post could be one.
Easiest way for her to get this message to people within the 5-mile radius?
Yeah, typically video.
Okay.
Video, if you like being on video.
Take the video, and then what do you do with it?
Yeah, so once we figured out that content, that conversation driver, now we need to amplify that content.
Okay.
How do we amplify the content? We amplify it through advertising.
Okay.
So I know the content that I need to produce because I know the conversation that I want to have, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end, I'm gonna deliver this content. At the end, I'm gonna say, hey, so if you want to do this, take the next step. Since I know you want this end result, give us a call or go check it out. We got some cool stuff for you. The content informs the conversation. Now we have to amplify it. Because just because you produce content doesn't mean people are going to see it. This is not Field of Dreams, right? If you build it, they won't come. So you have to amplify it. And the best way to amplify content is through local social advertising. Facebook. Okay. Start on Facebook. You can go on Facebook for $5 a day, set up a campaign targeting your demographic in a local area, and unlike everybody else who's advertising, on Facebook, who's advertising a logo or come in for a free session.
Right.
You look different because you're leading with content. You're leading with value in advance. Mm-hmm. And now once somebody has come and they've viewed that content, they've gotten value from it, they feel good about you and your brand, some of them will immediately take an action to go and sign up. Most of them won't. But if we leverage retargeting now, so we're setting retargeting pixels.
Now really quick, let's define retargeting.
Yeah, so retargeting is it's a form of advertising where when you visit a web page or watch a video, now Google and Facebook knows that that's happened, and your ads can continue to follow that person through Facebook or all over Google's network. So if you've ever been to a website and all of a sudden it seems like you're seeing their ads all over the place, that's retargeting. Right. Retargeting done poorly is one of the most obnoxious experiences in the world. Retargeting done well is great. Right. Because you're primarily seeing the brands that you know, like, and trust. So again, advertise, amplify content. People see it, some of them take an action and they immediately call. The ones that don't, now you have follow-up via advertising, and now they're saying, Now you can advertise in your retargeting, hey, give us a call to schedule a free session. Give us a call. We've got, when you sign up today, there's a free yoga mat as a bonus. And when they see that ad, they don't see an ad from a stranger. They see an ad from someone who gave them some good content, someone who went first. So the way the process goes, you figure out what's the result that you want, phone call, what's the action that you want to take, what's the conversation that you want to have that will lead to them seeing your solution as the ideal vehicle to transport them from that before state to the after state.
Okay.
Then we produce content that's going to trigger that conversation. We amplify that content through advertising, and we leverage retargeting to follow up with the people who don't take action right then.
You run ads to those people, the retargeting list.
Yep. And if you do that, you will build up a massive following, a big retargeting audience, and
email lists.
Yeah, people coming and advertising for the email list, but what everybody wants to do, they want to run ads that drive them to a form, get them to opt in. Don't do that. Top of funnel content, give value first. Yes, the idea of, oh, so you're telling me that I need to buy advertising that goes to a page where I'm not even asking people for money, or I'm not even asking them to opt in, I'm just giving them content? Yes. Yes.
Step one.
Step one, give value in advance. Hey, can I buy you a drink? This is what we do in dating phase, and when we get to business, we think the same rules don't apply. It does. It's not B2B, it's not B2C, it's H to H, human to human. Give value first. Go first, deliver content. But thankfully, because of retargeting, we don't have to hope that they take action in that first meeting. We have the ability to follow up even if we don't get their email address. And that's how you build a big following, and that's how you can do it really inexpensively, especially in a local market. Seriously, less than $5 a day.
Right, and the crazy thing is too, because everybody watching and listening, fitness is not one of those things where it's like a toothache, where it's like, I got to do this today. Sometimes people sit on that for a little while. They get a bug for a minute, but the pain sometimes has to be bad enough, or the desire has to be bad enough for them to go, you know what, today I'm going to go to the yoga studio. Today I'm going to go to the gym, for the first time.
And you need to stay there out in front.
The whole time.
You need to be out in front when they're ready. And you needed to have gone first so that when they see their ad, they don't even remember why they like you.
Right.
They've long since forgotten about the content, but they remember that there was something about that there's a reason that they should call you instead of the competitor down the street.
Like if they see you at the grocery store, they're compelled to say hi. Yeah. I've seen you before.
Yeah, you're a celebrity.
And not only $5 on Facebook a day, which would be awesome, right? You could reach thousands of people with that, but even YouTube ads, do the same thing.
YouTube ads, absolutely, that's where I would go next. I'd start with Facebook because it's really simple. You can, the way that you would start is you produce, anybody who's ever done a Facebook post, congratulations, you know how to produce an ad on Facebook.
Right.
Because all you're really doing is boosting that post.
You just push the button.
Yeah, you're sponsoring that post. And that post could be a video. So they could be watching your video right there without even necessarily going over to your page.
Right.
And you can set the retargeting pixel for the people that watch that video. So now they start seeing your ad. So you should have, if you're going to make content, your logo should be present. Maybe it's you're wearing a shirt with your company's name on it when you deliver the content, or standing in front of your building, so that when they see the ad later, they associate the two consciously or subconsciously. But yeah, if it works in Facebook, by all means, then go to YouTube. You can go to Google, but I like social. I would start with social. You can advertise in such a tight area, and everybody's there.
Right.
They're all there. Right. Facebook only has every man, woman, and child on planet Earth. That's where I recommend starting.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to get some really great tactical stuff for you. And that alone right there can totally transform these businesses, because a lot of them aren't putting out content at all. If they are, they're not spending $5 a day, and they're not doing it without a hook. They're not thinking value first, that can I buy you a drink? And I think that's really important. And you've built not only your business digital marketer on it, but you have many businesses, and all of them lead with content, correct?
They've all been built with the strategy that I just described. What is the action that we ultimately want them to take? What's the conversation that needs to lead to that action? How do we produce content that will ultimately drive that conversation, whether that content is a video, a blog post, a webinar, whatever it is? How do we produce content that's going to drive that conversation, bridge the gap? Now, how do we amplify that content through advertising and leverage retargeting to follow up with the people that don't buy the first time? That's how every business that we've ever owned has been built, and it works for local brick and mortar. It works for online, offline, enterprise sales, you name it, it works because there is no B2B, there is no B2C, there is only H to H.
Right.
You're a human if you treat and talk to your customers like they're humans, if you act like it's a romantic relationship, because in a real sense it is, and you, if it would be weird to do it in a romantic setting or in an interpersonal setting, then you shouldn't do it in a business setting.
You're asking them to choose you.
Yeah.
So everybody watching, listening, there's obviously he's got a lot of content, right? So you can learn how to do a lot of this stuff just with his site alone. So if any of you guys are thinking, man, I don't even know how to get started on that, well, he's got a couple of really great books. Invisible Sales Machine, which is a really great book, great on like email campaign strategy.
Yep. Good for follow-up if you get their email address.
Right.
Get them coming back.
This book, Digital Marketing for Dummies.
Yep.
This one's incredible. A ton of really great stuff in here as well. Your blog is just filled with case studies, some with the fitness space.
Yep.
So you can go to digitalmarketer.com, check out his blog there. That's all free. Free, strategic, step-by-step stuff on how to do
Google
everything.
$10 a day traffic plan.
Right.
We got blog posts that walk you through the process of getting started with the same type of Facebook campaign I just talked about. So
Wow.
the content's there, show you how to do it totally free, and I know it works. I hope everybody does it. I want to see them succeed. The mission of Digital Marketers is to double the size of 10,000 businesses by 2020. That's how we can make our impact, and this is how we're able to do it. So please, avail yourself of those resources.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, thanks so much for providing all this information and giving us all the resources we need to succeed. And for everybody that was watching and listening today, thank you so much. I hope you go and start implementing all this amazing stuff so you can start seeing the success in your business too. And we will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you like this episode, then subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode. You can get all the links by going to boldshow.com. Thanks, and see you next time.